What's going on, you guys? Your boy Frost here, and today we got some Black Ops Cold War Alpha gameplay in the back for you guys that have maybe had got a chance to play the alpha or not. I gotta say a couple things. Some are good, some are pretty bad, but overall, if I say how I felt about this game, I really indeed like the way how it was made and portrayed. And I guess without further ado, we can just get started off with the first thing in mind. So first off, this game is a breath of fresh air actually. Never really gotten across the grinding any other game. I was very unmotivated to upload, you know, other games because I just wasn't feeling them. Like I'll play them for a couple days, and then it just didn't give me like the same like feel or drive to keep playing, and like not even much get better, but just more or less grind. There's not a lot of games that I can grind out. Was done with Fortnite. You guys saw that, I said I love Hyperscape. Hyperscape kind of died out, and I also sort of wasn't feeling it. I do like it still, but I just don't enjoy it as much as most FPS shooter titles. It just feels like there's too much going on in the game, and it's very less focused, and you just have very split-second decisions. And the amount of like team cooperation in that game is very minimal. So uh, I got to play the Black Ops Cold War Alpha. I'm pretty sure everyone else has, and I can vaguely say I have about more than 24 hours in the Cold War Alpha. I'd say maybe like 30 to 32 hours of the Cold War Alpha gameplay. It was enough for me to get to max rank. The gameplay you're seeing right now is probably my fourth game into it before like the whole skill-based matchmaking got kicked in, which we'll also go by into. And then the second gameplay after this is whenever it kicked in, but I was still going off using the 74U, the busted 74U. So yeah, the first thing I like to say is thank God we have a game like this in 2020. I know right now with the SBMM tweets, all that other good jazz, that it's not looking good for the game, but overall the game was just good. I like the weapons, the some of the maps. I'd say Miami was the one that everyone kind of disliked because it was kind of dark and it just didn't feel like as if objectives were being played, and people just had very weird play styles. So it was just pretty, all over the place. But other than that, I enjoyed Moscow, and my favorite map was Satellite due to if you want to play long range or short range, in that certain area instead of just like one person playing, one thing at a time. So more than less, uh, it just felt like classic Call of Duty again. A lot of people were bashing the graphics. We're not even looking for graphics, just all about the gameplay. Gameplay really just got it feeling like classic COD mixed in with a little bit of Black Ops. I'd say 4-ish vibe when it comes to sliding and the movement. So I was really happy to play this game, and I felt like this is the game that I could actually grind and enjoy. It was just something just completely new, even though it just felt like an old school game. Now, within the alpha, we already know that skill-based matchmaking was fairly strong. Within like maybe your second or third game, if you did pretty good, you got paired in with players of your skill, and it was pretty annoying because considering that it's an alpha, I'm guessing they're using this to test out how strong they're gonna make the SBMM or how weak they're or whatever it is. I honestly think it should be a thing, or if they're gonna add it in ranked playlists. There's just a huge controversial issue about people wanting SBMM, but then some of these players are playing Modern Warfare, and the SBMM layer is pretty strong, and the lobbies are always constantly flipping, so you're always gonna go against players better than either better or equally like you. So you're always thinking that you're in CDL, and this is something that you really shouldn't want in a game because you can no longer hop on a shooter and warm up. You can no longer hop into a shooter and enjoy using different weapons. You can no longer hop into a shooter and just play with your friends and vibe out. Now, SPMM with full teams, I was watching Jay Bowen, the man, really good, players, and also a really good, channel too as well. um, I was watching him, and he was saying that yes, skill-based matchmaking should be applied in full team squads, considering that these guys are playing to win. But then at the same time, some of these full team squads could be players that aren't really as good, or it can be mixed. So I think that it should just be just off. It just ruins the whole vibe and feel of Call of Duty in general. And the way I see it, honestly, if you take it like how old classic COD was, there wasn't any SBMM and any of that just jazz. You were just thrown in with either good players or just not as good players. So, and honestly, my first FPS was Halo, so I wasn't good at all. I just wasn't. And the drive for me to get better was because better players I was going against and people were just doing new things. More than less, whenever you play against someone of your equal skill level, they're playing the same way with the same guns. There's no drive to get better because what are they showing you that you can improve in? Nothing but just using the same weapons and playing the same way. So playing differently and just like with pizzazz actually shows that you're making an effort. So that's why I thought that um I just felt like I need to get better at this game. I need to learn how he does this and that. And that's what got me into first person shooter games. That's the reason why I enjoy them to this day and why I keep playing them. So yeah, with that being said, I don't understand why people were saying, SBMM should be a thing in the game whenever it wasn't even in games to begin with. And honestly, the way how people are showing that, we don't care about SBMM needs to go away is people reverse boosting in the 12v12 lobbies because they don't want to go against people of their similar skill level. Now you're probably thinking that, oh, that's kind of childish, and you always want to go against the noobs, but then you got to think of it this way. Whenever you hop on, you're constantly sweating. There's no stopping. There's no, hey, take a chill pill, relax with your friends. There's no, hey, let's do this. It's constant sweat. No one wants to do that. It's a video game, not fucking CDL champs. Not whenever you walk in, you're CDL champs and everyone's like, ah, and oh my gosh, blah blah blah. And I get it, people like playing like that, but if you want to be competitive, go play ranked. That's not what public lobbies are for. People buy, Call of Duties, to have fun. And, if they want to get competitive, there's competitive game modes, there's competitive ranked playlists. It shouldn't be like that in casual lists, like casual playlists. It just doesn't make sense. So, more than less, I always felt like, whenever I was playing Cold War, that I was just in a sweat fest. And literally, I have about a good couple of maybe gameplays of me just getting into a full. I don't think I have gameplays of them, but I have had experiences whenever I get into a game and the whole team is using AK-74Us. This is dumb. And the 74U, yes, did dominate the alpha, and they noticed it. Yes, that it dominated the alpha. Everybody noticed it. We were playing the content creators version of the alpha, so everyone noticed this. And this is that was just the issue. Once people found the meta weapon, it felt like it was Modern Warfare all over again. The only problem with Modern Warfare was the very low time to kill, mounting, people being in one way areas where you can lock up in the house with a claymore, and your gun that literally beams in 2 shots. Like, people not moving. It doesn't promote anything for you to get better at the game, which is the biggest problem. A lot of people are saying, like, Modern Warfare is a really good game, but then you're queuing up into lobbies where either sweats or people that farm their stats by staying in the one spot with a meta weapon. It's just not fun. And you'll see in this gameplay, you don't see any campers. You don't see anyone leaning. You don't see anyone holding a head glitch unless they have to in a firefight. Maybe they were low, or maybe they're trying to get the positional advantage. It's okay to hold head glitch areas, but if you're going to stay there, that's a problem. I don't care if you hold a head glitch on me, but if you're going to stay in that spot for 20 minutes, the whole game, it's annoying. So the second thing I kind of wanted to discuss was just how the overall alpha felt to me. Oh my goodness, I just, from the moment I started playing to the end of the alpha, I fell in love. I just fell in love. The guns were great. As you can see, I was using the Type A21. This is my favorite weapon. Screw the AK-74U. The Type 821 was by far my favorite weapon because it was just perfect. It was perfect. It was just so good. It just felt so natural, and it just felt like a good representation of a Uzi. It was pretty accurate. It had fair accuracy, and it just challenged you to get those headshots. And it once you got those headshots with this gun, oh my gosh, it was just so like just satisfying to kill people with this gun. So I thoroughly enjoyed using this weapon. So how the overall alpha felt, yes, there were some kinks with connections whenever the whole alpha first kicked off. There was some kinks with connections and a little bit of frame rate drops, but it's an alpha for a reason. And just more or less having alpha problems. But overall, I'd say the performance was great. I'd say my experience was great, and I enjoyed playing the alpha, and I cannot wait for the beta, because I will surely make more gameplays on that. I also have something else in store very soon whenever I get into my new place. So keep that in mind. And for all these other YouTubers, like I guess I say Eight Thoughts. I have been watching Eight Thoughts recently. You guys know what that is. He's already aware of the COD cycle. Not just him, but plenty of other YouTubers are aware of the COD cycle, where they use a lot of marketing strategies for just more or less, I guess, making the game worse, but so that way they can make money off of it. And I'm aware of this, but it's kind of hard to get people away from a title that they've grown up on. It is very hard from the ground up to get people away from a title that they grown up on. I'm aware of what Infinity Ward has done and why Modern Warfare was trash. I stopped playing Modern Warfare. I'm done with Modern Warfare. The game's just trash. I don't like it. People say it's good, and the only reason why it's good is because it had plenty of awards for, you know, for its time. It has really good looking graphics, great animations, and Warzone is still on top. But I'm telling you, Warzone is like practically the only thing carrying Modern Warfare right now. Not multiplayer. And if people say multiplayer, the only thing that they play is shoot the ship. They want shipment back, or they want shoot house back. They refuse to play any other map. So, that's how you know whenever around a time where the game could get pretty bad. So yes, I'm aware of the COD cycle, but this game has good promise, and whenever a game has good promise, it means it could do pretty well. I would say it would do pretty well in its first early stages of life, but then later on, if they decide to add dumb shit, then yes, it can get pretty much worse. But from the ground up, it has really good promise, and we're just hoping that Treyarch listens and sticks with the community this time around, instead of completely going out of the loop and not, just doing their own thing just because it's perfect for the consumer, whenever the consumers are kids. And this is a mature rated game, and we're out here catering to casuals, and most of the casuals are pretty young. This is a mature rated game, and those are the people that you want to cater to. The people that are hardcore, that are maybe teen or above, should be the ones catered, because they have the most time compared to those, maybe kids or like 13-year-olds. No offense to anyone that's 13, but most of the players that just spend money willingly, even though the game is to their opinion the best, because they like to just do whatever. But then most of those players don't really move from a spot and blah blah blah. I'm not saying that you guys don't move from your spots, from your little camping spots, but it's just annoying seeing that, man. I've seen arguments with Modern Warfare players saying, "Oh, this is the best like Call of Duty. It just truly feels like Call of Duty." Modern Warfare did not feel like Call of Duty. It felt like I was playing Battlefield, like Battlefield. I don't know, either 3 or 4. Yes, the game looks great, which is good, but everyone wants a realistic game. But the idea of Call of Duty was it was a arcadish game, like arcadish war game. It wasn't supposed to be realistic at all. It had realistic weapons, and it still does have realistic weapons, but the overall feel of Call of Duty was arcadish. Take that from consideration from Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, hell, Black Ops 2, um, fucking, I could throw maybe Ghost in there, or in a little bit of Modern Warfare 3. They were just, arcadish, very fictional maps, but, also a little bit of fictional weapons, but, pretty realistic, ways that they would be handled. So, truly, I just felt like as if, you know, like people are trying, like, these Modern Warfare players are saying, like, oh, we all, that's how Call of Duty should be. No, that was not how Call of Duty should or has been. Was slash has been. It's never been like that. It's always been arcadey, just a fresh of breath, like a fresh of breath air. By the way, boys, a breath of fresh air is what I tried to say. So yeah, honestly, I hope the beta goes well. I hope the new maps whenever they come in are very good. I'm also hoping that they somehow bring back Nuketown. I'd say that, sniping was very strong. Um, yeah, the War Machine dominated because it basically was a kill counter, which shouldn't be a thing. Um, sniping was dominate, like sniping dominated. Um, Miami was most hated. The AK-74U was used by the most sweats, by the most jumping B hops, like slide, canceling players. And don't be wrong. Like, I don't mind slide canceling, which will also be nerfed also in the beta, so it won't be, a pure fast slide like you see right here in the alpha. It'll be a little bit more slower than this one. So you won't see all that. The beta should be kicking around in the next 2 weeks or so. I'll try to go live as well around that time and give you all some good gameplay, get some good clips in, and just overall try to have fun with my friends, because that's what we're here for. We're here to play a video game, not a game that puts me into, just sweatfest lobbies. I want to have fun sometimes, but yes, sometimes I'm also kind of sweaty. But if I'm going to be sweaty, I'm going to go to ranked. And it just raises the title of what happens to some of the casual modes that really fed to the casuals, like Boot Camp. Boot Camp from Black Ops 2. Whatever happened to that? If you guys didn't remember Boot Camp was literally there for players that literally just started the game around the time when Christmas noobs were actually being appointed to. Basically, if you're a Christmas noob, you could go play Boot Camp, and it had some of the good core modes, as well as player and AI controlled players. Like, you know, opponents. This was perfect for newer players. This was perfect to go sit in there and chill, and for like your first 15, 10 ranks, and then once you're ready, that's whenever you can hit the big stage, which was like, I'd say, public match, or if you felt like playing ranked, then boom, you could play ranked. Only ranked should have SBMM, nothing really else. Nothing else. But overall, if I had to rate my experience with the alpha, like my experience with the alpha, if I had to rate it, I would give it a 7, at least 7.5. But thank you guys for listening to this commentary. If you guys liked and enjoyed, please, if you guys liked it, please like the video if you want. Let me know what you think down below. I'm gonna get out you guys' hair. Have a good day. I'll see y'all soon. And as always, peace.
The MP5 class setup is good too that I
Yeah,
have.
I know.